Beautiful. Ah, okay. The mic is working. Everything's up. All right. So, welcome everybody to day 2 of building this bus and having it done in 30 days. So that means we are officially I don't know, what's 100 divided by 30 times 2? Whatever that is, that's the percentage that we're through. Do that math 2 times fast. Okay, so the problem that we're facing right now is today was a very big day. We're juggling a couple of things. We're trying to build this bus while also fund this bus and operate the fulfillment on the current offers that we have. It's a lot of different tranches all simultaneously, especially in considering in order to get the bus running, we had to walk away from a lot of other things, revenue included. Not a bad thing, all good stuff. And in 1 month, all of it won't really matter as long as everything stays above sea level. But that also means that when we find ourselves in situations like this today, no power tools. So I've done all the business stuff during the day, just finished, and now it's 9 p.m. exactly, and the bus needs to be worked on. Downside is I'm in a fancy neighborhood and power tools were supposed to be shut off 1 hour ago. So, also it's hot as fuck. It is so fuck. It feels like Louisiana. A snowball couldn't survive more than 2 minutes right now, and the humidity is insane. Yeah, I do not remember the last time it was this hot in LA. So there's a lot of stuff going on. In any case, when there's so much going on all at the same time, the best thing you can usually try and do is, at least in my experience, just make a list of stuff that has to be done and is priority. So in this case, and I don't know if all these things will be done tonight, but at least it takes the shit out of my head and onto something. I don't like journaling so much, so we're going to use this fancy board that makes a lot of noise whenever you get really close to it. It's a little bit frustrating, but I can't fix it. Okay, so this is going to be our without power tool shit show list. Beautiful, nice and short. So the first thing that we're gonna do is point out that when I installed all the power on the bus and put together the breaker system, I did not include a DC power situation. I actually just learned about that after everything else was already installed, because the batteries that I got run an AC power that goes into a breaker that disseminates the AC power to everything, so we can have a proper fridge here in the space, which is awesome. These are super desirable, but DC power can't very easily be siphoned off of AC. So I had to have that hardwired into the breaker with the help of an electrician, not because it was beefy, just because I didn't know anything about it. Now that that's there, I have to find smaller voltage power cables, small voltage, to route not inside the walls but on the walls, so that we can power the fans and the pump that go, the pump that will power our water through the sink. Is there anything else? I guess if we have like torture devices like nipple electrical systems, then maybe that would be DC as well. But I'm not planning on it in the meantime. So we'll stick with the fan and the pump. All right, so that's one thing. The next thing is this AC unit back here. I've got to figure out how in the world we're gonna get this thing mounted, and I may have to shave off a bunch of that metal, which is, it's thick. It's like 16 gauge metal, maybe 14. So we have to mount the mini split. That's not gonna be fun. But I've got all the equipment for it, and we're routing it this way. So I'm gonna have to figure out how the hell, where I'm gonna place another 3-inch hole through the floor of this bus and keep it insulated. Okay, 3-inch drill. Now, next, we will also have to go from this side. Was this posted in Goosebumps?
Yes, sir.
Sweet, thank you. Okay, so in addition, I need to. Perfect, thank you. Okay. If you noticed, I put this wall over here. It's not attached to anything, actually, because it's just here for measuring sizes until we get it in. It's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like this, so that we can have a wall separating all of the common space with the sleeping quarters, which is where, and we have a second AC unit back here, which is working. Everything is fire. Well, it's not fire. It's the opposite. It's cold. So it's ice, I guess. And so walls are going to be the next thing. Oh, and speaker system. Pardon me. Speaker system. That's the walls speaker system. Then we need to make sure that the entirety of this front half of the bus is equipped with seating, and it's going to have to be deep seating because I want it to be kind of loungy, where we're going to have a lot of fancy to do guests on here, and I want it to be like you're leaning back and getting comfy, not sitting upright, and like it's not a proper podcast, it's a chill podcast. It should be like breakfast in bed with Goose. Maybe that's what we should call it. Okay, so chill seats, which means they've got to be about, your average seats are like 18 inches off the ground. Oh, and I think we could probably get them, where's the measuring tape? Oh, never mind, I see it. Schmanku. Which after the wall is installed, we can probably, what's that, 33? Got some singers of songs outside. They must be carolers. Okay, so 30, yeah, so 33, 34. Can we look really quick? I need to figure out what the difference, like what is the most narrow that a bus walkway can be? What is the most narrow that the bus walkway can be? Let's watch it say like 2 inches. 24? Under 22 is a nope-de-dope. So let me see. Okay, 24. Oh, fuck you. Come on. The bus, when I got it, had like an 18-inch walkway, so I don't know what the hell it's talking about. Previous. Okay, hold on. All right, you dummy. When this bus arrived, it was an 18-inch walkway. I think we could probably get to 16 and people would still be able to survive. What? So if you're... Okay. GPT is so not helpful. Can I survive fire? No, you can't. Should be the answer. Okay. I think then if we do 16, that means we can go to about 35, 36 inches. 35 or 36. Okay, and then speakers, and then the bed we'll save for the end. We'll hear back from the plumbers tomorrow? Yeah? Okay. Great. Okay, amazing. Let's see. How many of you dudes hanging out with us right now? Okay, cool. We got 4. All right, you 4. What?
Awesome.
Yeah. So for you 4, I'm going to do one more analysis, make sure I hit most of the things that we've got top of mind, and then we're going to read a book together. Jojo, this one's for you. So... What?
Hello, greetings from Colombia.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, plumbing business school said do your own plumbing.
If only. I know
Plumbing
that...
business school, come help.
That's right.
Volunteer for us.
I know. That would be... It would be a long flight from Australia.
Oh, from New Zealand? Aw.
Sorry, from New Zealand, yeah. Okay, let's see. So we've got a few different options here. I really liked reading all the places, the places you'll go. That one was kind of fun. Maybe I think I'm going to do the Sneeches tonight. Also, by the way, Serena, did I tell you? I don't know if you were here when I did it with Danny yesterday. I bought 18 more of these on our limited budget. So, just to show you where our priorities lie, it's in story time and books and Dr. Seuss and staying young.
Is the intention of buying 18?
Well, imagine all the stories I can read to the kind people on the lives. Oh, Yertle the Turtle. I remember that one. I can lick 30 tigers today. Is that a real? That sounds more suggestive than I would have expected. Old Theo too. One of the books here is, we've got the Butter Battle book, which is a great book, Yertle the Turtle and Other Stories, and I Can Lick 30 Tigers Today.
Tigers.
Tigers.
Tigers. Oh, they should have wrote it about a bus.
I can lick 30 buses?
30 tires.
Oh, 30 tigers. Well,
It would only be...
I've never seen a bus with 30.
Buses.
Okay. It's only, yeah, that's right. That's not that many buses, really, if you think about it, to be able to lick all of them. All right, anyways, we will get to that in just a second. That's interesting, though. I think I got Yertle the Turtle in the book. The point is we have a million of those things on the way, and when you visit the bus, you'll be able to read them. There's going to be a whole like library section of kids' books. I mean, there's also going to be some like older ones, but what did I write here? Plumbus? Oh, plumbers. You remember that? Use this plumbus from Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. A brand new spanking plumbus for your house. Do you not remember that? Do you know what it is? It was from Interdimensional Cable, I think. They did an interdimensional cable. You just see it in different things. Different episodes, you just like see how a plumbus gets made. Like, oh, I always wondered how they made those things. But you never know. You never find out what it does. Huh?
What time is it in England right now?
In England?
Yeah.
It'd be 9 hours ahead.
Damn.
So it's,
4 in the morning.
yeah, that's right. Great.
Like 6 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
I was gonna say Joe is gonna miss the meeting.
Oh, Joe's gonna miss it? Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, well, but she watched the recording last time, so she'll be okay. All right,
Miss you, Joe.
yeah, we miss you, Joe. So, our friend Harriet across the street, this is a side thing. We also have to plan and go invite all the neighbors. So, we are inviting all the neighbors to a launch party for the bus in about 3 weeks from now. We're not using Skool for it. Ironically enough, we're just going to use, and we're going to document a lot of it, but we're going to use Partyful, I think. So I sent it to the kind neighbors that we have that are down to host, because the entire neighborhood. I'll put it this way. When the bus came in here, we were mostly nervous that because there was going to be so much noise, and the thing is fucking massive. Like, I think we have one of the biggest driveways on the street and the only one that could handle a bus of this size. So it was kind of perfect. Also, somehow we convinced my dad to leave it there. It wasn't so much we convinced him. We just like said, hey, look over there. The bus parked. And he's like, what the fuck is this bus doing here? And then he dropped it eventually. And I think that now that what we learned was that not only did the neighbors not really care, like everyone here is pretty noisy in their own way. They'll like do some giant $2 million renovation, and then it's just like noisy as hell for a year. And so I think everyone's just kind of gotten used to that, although there hasn't been a whole lot of construction here, just like dudes using blowers at 7 a.m. to wake everyone up. But now what ended up happening was, for whatever reason, whether it was because of the noise that everyone makes or just the sheer curiosity, people on the street ended up coming out of the woodwork to come over and say, hey, look at this bus. What's going on here? We thought it was going to be a taco truck or a whatever the hell, race car fuel. We've heard a lot of different ideas. But it brought people together, which is interesting because it's a very rich neighborhood. And it's a rich street with big houses and lots of land, which means that no one really knows each other. So, like, before coming in here to my dad's neighborhood, we didn't really have very many people talking to each other that I was aware of, and he keeps to himself. We are like literally, we couldn't be more opposites. And, well, I mean, he's still human, but like in the human spectrum, we couldn't be more opposites. Okay, cool, same page club. So when what was interesting was because all these other people were coming over and seeing it, it started a lot of conversations going. And now we regularly, on super hot days, go over to some of the neighbors' houses to just like swim and stuff because they have these awesome pads, but their kids have grown up and they still like hosting. Like, I resonate with that. That's super cool. So we decided to do a party that would like send off the bus and start getting everyone interacting with each other on the street, which everyone will sometimes talk about, but everyone's kind of like too chicken to start or too busy for whatever the reason. It reminds me of back during the school games when I had won. Like, obviously that you're all going to be in the same place together and hang out, and I was nervous originally to reach out to all these people because like, oh, they're all school games winners. And as soon as I reached out, they were fucking stoked because like, oh, school games winner reached out to me, even though they were also the same thing, right? So everyone just needs connection and a good reason to do it. This bus is as good a reason as any. We're going to document this little story of like throwing together a collaborative like community neighborhood thing as a send-off for the bus, which is going to be really cool. So Partyful is one of the last things they have to do here. You might think, Goose, what the hell's the matter with you? Why do you keep signing yourself up for more work? I don't know. Maybe I hate myself. But the point is that we have another thing to do. It's going to be great content, and it's going to demonstrate that we can actually, like, community follows projects like this, and that once it's running, it can also power it, fuel it too. It's kind of like this cool self-fulfilling deal. Am I missing anything? You guys think we're missing anything? I think that's the bulk of it. Okay. And we're gonna keep the batteries on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're gonna. This is going to be a monthly or annual thing to keep the neighborhood running.
I mean, it's up to them. We're doing with them like we're doing with the mayors and stuff. We only show up once in a while, and if they can take that energy and we can properly catalyze it with them into something that happens more regularly without us here, that would be awesome. Like, it's all wretched no vomit if we just do the event and it's a banging event and then we leave and it never happens again, is how I usually try and see it. Like, it's cool for a minute because we made it happen and then it doesn't continue, so it makes me sad. So if we can make it continue, that would be cool. I mean, I think that's the point of why we do these things anyways. Yeah. Anything else? If not, I guess I'll get into reading this Sneeches book.
I think that it's time.
All right. Let me see. Who do we have with us here? Oh, not a whole ton. Licking sounds like fun, but not tires. Sorry to hear that. All right, great. So then, yeah, we'll finish off tonight with this Sneeches book. I do remember my dad reading this to me when I was younger. This is a fun one because it's kind of like the Butter Battle book where the dudes, some Sneeches have stars and some Sneeches don't. And they sort of think of some better and others inferior, depending on if that you look like them or not. And it reminded, I mean, I thought the Butter Battle book that's the one that I remember a little bit more, which is like they go to war over what side you have the butter on your bread, butter side up or butter side down. And I just thought, even as a kid, I was like, these are so ridiculous, which I think was the point. It's so ridiculous to draw differences over that and define your identity on it, which I think was the point that Good old Theo was trying to make Dr. Seuss. He's my homie, so I call him Theo. Okay. His name's Theodore Geisel. I'll mention that time too. Okay, here we go. Let's read the Sneeches and Other Stories by Dr. Seuss. Keep in mind, I'm a bit tired tonight, so it's not going to be as energized. Like, you can probably see the frizz in my hair and the tires under my eyes, but we're going to do it. Okay. The Sneeches. Now, the star-bellied Sneeches had bellies with stars. The plain-bellied Sneeches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they weren't really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. Is that still a good angle? Yeah. But because they had stars, all the starred belly Sneeches would brag we're the best kind of Sneeches on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-bellied sort. And whenever they'd meet some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking, kind of like neighbors on the street. When the star-bellied children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not a fucking chance. Sorry, no, not at all. You could only play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. Here's them roasting weenies. When the star-bellied Sneeches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneeches. They left them out cold, in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. And that's how they treated them year after year. Then one day, it seems, while the plain-bellied Sneeches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. Smells like an entrepreneur. They always make shit up. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need. My prices are low, and I work with great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed. I mean, shit, I'll sign up for that offer. And that's a, what do they call that? How's Alex call those? A mindless offer? I can't think of it now.
Oh, it's a Glam Slam home run.
Grand slam offer, there we go. Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very particular machine. He said, you want stars like a star-bellied Sneech? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside. The big machine roared, and it clonked and it bonked and it jerked and it burked and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneeches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your Frankfurter parties. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneeches, and they are still the worst. But now, how in the world will we know? They all frowned. Which kind is what, and the other way round. Then came Miss McBean, this son of a bitch. Then came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who. That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneeches on beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches. Belly stars are no longer in style. What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. Oh, whoa, that didn't rhyme. Let me try that again. Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean. So what you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you don't look like Sneeches who have them on theirs. And that handy machine working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. We know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt, the best kind of Sneeches are Sneeches without. Then, of course, those with stars got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. And then, of course, old Sylvester McMucky McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you can probably guess, things got really into quite a horrible mess. All the rest of the day, on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneeches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced round and about again, changing the stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither the plane nor the Starbelly knew which this one was that one, and which one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove. He laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. You will never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneech. It's a lot of money. I think. I don't know what that currency is. But McBean was quite strong, I'm quite happy to say, that the Sneeches got really quite smart on that day. Oh, sorry. I must be tired. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneeches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneeches are Sneeches and no kind of Sneech is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneeches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. Oh my Jesus, it's over. That's the end of it. Wow, that was a really quick solution. They completely glazed over how they bridged that gap. I remember it happening not too dramatically before. Maybe he ran out of pages? It's like everyone was poor, he ran off with the money, and then turned out they made friends, but they didn't say how. Like that would be, if we're talking about the differences between people and nations and governments and stuff, the how would be really important, I think. Okay. Oh, geez, there's so many. All right, so we're gonna stop with that one. I won't do too many more stories on there. But there are other stories. We'll do those next time. Ah, okay, cool. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you for coming and looking at what it looks like when you can't use power tools, and instead you have to make sad lists about things that you're going to do later. We're probably going to use the rest of the power on these batteries to pull up some AC and maybe watch something tonight. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed our Sneeches read. At some point, we're going to have a lot of you on the bus, and a big thing that we're going to do, not just like watch movies and play games, but we're going to do story time. I think we're not doing enough of that. Sleepovers, story time, dressing in onesies, all the things that we didn't do a lot of after we got older, I think we're going to start doing more of. It's important to include those things in community. Very important. Yeah, and we're going to be mixing that with making content. So brace yourself. Hold on to your butts. Okay, thanks everybody for hanging with us. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Have fun, make friends.